Hey folks, it's Ari from Real World Explosion, and you are watching Aconnectiontv.
I think I wanna be a rock star. Wanna be a rock star. Rock star. I think I wanna be a rock star.
Tell all the girls that.
No, but you and Ashley are just like this powerhouse, beautiful, like gorgeous couple.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They were calling us unicorns at the reunion show. I don't even know. It's just like, she's my best friend. Ashley is my best friend, and if we weren't dating, actually, it's impossible for us to not date. Like when we're around each other, it's instantly like, come here, baby. Even when we're mad. So I don't know. I just don't know. It's not how all lesbians are. Like my friends are like, no, you guys are like, that's what all girls who date girls would be like. It's so not the case.
And you know what's funny? It's funny that you say that because I don't know any lesbians really, like at all.
You live in New
know.
York, though.
It's so like, weird. Like, you know, I think about it because I go to all these trips and I travel and everything. And even when I go to these events, like we're segregated. Like the gays are with the gays and the lesbians are with the lesbians.
That's
so
fair.
it's just crazy. And I've never just experienced, like even when we were at the Museum of Sex and we were talking about the strap-on.
Yeah.
I'm clueless to that.
Okay.
I'm just like, how does that work?
I know, when I was looking at you, I was like, this isn't making any sense to you right now, is it?
I'm just like completely clueless. So like do you have a lot of gay friends, and like do you see a divide between the two, or?
Well, okay, so I guess my thing, I'm very lucky because I grew up in California. And like in California, I grew up like, not only did I grow up in California, I grew up in the Bay. And in the Bay Area, like I had all different kinds of friends since birth. Like all different races, all different, like just everything. So it's just like there was never even, this is actually perfect. When I came out, it wasn't even like, oh my god, I can't believe this thing about myself, this is so surprising. I was like, oh cool, I want to date girls. No big deal. Cool. I told my friends, they're like, alright, let's go get a sandwich. Like it was just like that. And I feel like that could be, I think it's a lot, it has a lot to do with the fact that like I grew up in the Bay, and Bay Area people, we're not like, I think we're just kind of like moving past a lot of that. Like of course there's still issues. I'm not gonna say that the Bay Area is perfect. It's not some utopia.
Right.
But like, it's just, there are bigger things to worry about than like who you love and what you look like. So I don't know, I'll leave it there.
And that's awesome. Like how are you thinking about the trans episode?
Yes.
Where, you know, someone made some comments online.
Yes.
What were you going through with that particular episode?
That's awesome. Okay, so that's a really good transition there, because part of why I experienced so much during that episode is the fact that like I grew up thinking I was so open, and I grew up thinking that I was so conscious and positive, and you know, I went to Berkeley. Like it's just like I think about, you know, I thought about that a lot, and then when those comments came up online, my first thought was negative, and like, what the fuck? like as someone who like considers herself very open and very like, you know, the Bay Area people, we love everything, all different, blah blah blah. Like I still to this day have so many issues with the way that I responded. So yeah, like I think that episode for me was just so emotional, because it's just like it just showed how ignorant I am. Like really, it just showed me how ignorant I am, given I grew up in like this very conscious, positive, beautiful world.
Well, do you think it had something to do with, you know, small insecurities about yourself, or?
No, I mean, I think the only insecurity was just like, I didn't know anything about it. And I'm a part of the LGBTIQ community.
And that's exactly how I feel about lesbians. And even in that particular episode, because I don't know. I consider
It's a
myself to
lot.
be a very open person, and I welcome all types and
Yeah.
everything. That's what my channel is based on. But I know little to nothing about, you know, all of those separate entities
There's
within the
so
LGBT.
much.
It's
And
a
it's
lot,
just like,
yeah.
here's the thing. The one thing I got out of it, like, as I'm still learning so much, but like the one thing is just like, yo, we don't fucking have to know. Like, let's just be open about the fact that like we don't know and move forward from that. So just like, I think that that's a better way. Like, you saw the guys in the confessional, they're like, look, we don't fucking know.
Right.
We want to know.
Right.
We want to be open. We want to explore, but like, I'm coming from the place of I have no idea.
Right.
And I think it's just like, it takes a really strong person, and that's why I love the guys and Brian. Brian, we'll
That
talk
was-
about that in a minute. Like,
yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it takes a really strong person to be like, you know what? Where I am right now in my life, I don't know about these things. Please help me. Like,
Right.
I think that's what we can all do.
And you know what? That episode was another reason why I was so. It just confirmed why I love this season so much.
Yeah.
Because I have never seen such really hetero guys be so open.
Yes.
And not
Yes.
shrug a shoulder and not
Yes.
bat a lash, and just, especially when Brian said that at the table.
Dude, that
I was just like,
such an amazing moment. Like, literally, if you could see, like, I'm still collecting my jaw because my jaw hit the floor that day.
Yeah.
Because it's like, of all people, and I said this on the show, like, of all people to really have like the most powerful statement in such few words, it was Brian. And that, like, I think, and this doesn't come across, we just shot the reunion and stuff, and like I realize this more and more, Brian is actually such a cool, genuine dude. And like, there are times he comes off, you know, just kind of dense. I'll put it, he comes off a little stupid sometimes, but I think he's just like, he means so much good. Like, the guy has like a lot of really good intent. Him and Jenny have some fucked up issues they have to work out, but like, as a friend of Brian, love me some Brian. Like, I think he's a dope kid.
and I'm happy that you said that, because I was gonna ask you, at one point, did you think that he was putting on for the camera?
I don't think Brian knows how to put on for the camera. I will tell you that. Like, Jenny and Brian are like, they just are that way. Like, everybody else I can look at and be like, I feel like it was a little extra. You know, and I feel like you did that because you know there's a camera involved. And let me just say this right now. Like, it's you are lying to yourself if you think that like you're not going to act differently when you're in front of a camera. It's like, you're not being real if you're saying that that's impossible. If you're saying that you're doing that, or however the fuck that comes off.
Right.
It's just like, it's impossible not to, because it's like, at the end of the day, even if you're being real, you're still being real in front of a fucking camera, and that's not normal.
Right.
So
right.
it's just like, I think I did a lot of checking all the time. I'm like, yo, is this me? Like, do I feel like uncomfortable? And I felt uncomfortable all the time in the house. But like, it's what we signed up for.
Right.
And it's what we're doing. And so like, nah, I don't think that, I really don't think Brian and Jenny put on anything. But at the end of the day, I think it's impossible for like anybody living in that space to not be aware. You know?
Right. So what made you decide to do Real World? Of all things,
Bruh.
Real World.
I have no idea. No, honestly, I signed up because I thought it'd be funny if I got on. And it's still funny. It's so hilarious that I'm sitting here and I'm doing this. Ashley and I broke up. And I basically dropped everything. I dropped the perfect girl, I dropped the perfect like apartment, the job, I dropped everything, and I basically was back on the bottom and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I knew I wanted to go into entertainment, and I'm a filmmaker and all that stuff, and so I also was modeling full-time. And I was like, I get these like casting notices all the time, and it just came through. And all I did was I sent in like a Polaroid and my name, and that was it. And then I got callbacks upon callbacks upon callbacks. Next thing I know, I'm in LA and I'm interviewing and I'm doing something just like this, telling the girl that she's hot and shit. And then they're like, we want you in the house. And so yeah, and then that like the first I think the last step was for us to do a home visit, and I still wasn't even sure if I wanted to do the show at that point. I still was like, do I want them all in my business like that? Like, will this look bad if I actually want to go off and like start a filmmaking career, or even for modeling? Will that look bad for me booking more gigs? Which it hasn't, by the way. I'm making so much money right now, it's insane. No, but like, where was I going with that? But yeah, the last step was them coming and like spending the day with me and my friends. And on that night, they're like, yo, you have to move in. You have all of 2 hours to pack your shit and go.
Right.
And so I was just like...
So let me ask you, when the cameras were with you that day where you found out, like, what did they tell you to make you not believe that you were already in the show before you found out that you were on the show?
They were like, you're a finalist, and there are a few people, we're all gonna do home interviews to see how you look on camera. Basically, like, we're testing to see if you're good enough to be on the show. And I was like, cool, I still have some time to decide if this is really what I wanna do. And so I still wasn't like, fuck yeah, by that point.
Yeah.
And so that's the crazy part. It's just like, my friends all came, we were all kind of like, they were all just pulling me aside. It's like, hey, I want you to think about this. This could be crazy for you. It could be really good or it could be really bad. You don't know. And so, yeah, we all went. We got tacos that night, had some tequila, and then the phone rings, and it's one of the producers, and they're like, yo, like all of 2 hours, decide, pack your stuff, and come to San Francisco.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
crazy. It was crazy.
Awesome. I have to ask, why in the world did you let Ashley slap you in the face with a hamburger?
Okay, and it's funny, this hashtag hot oil thing has been a part of my life for far too long. Here's the thing, you saw me body court. You saw me body so many guys in San Francisco. I am a very strong person. It's kind of scary. You can ask any roommate, they've seen me take down a lot of people even off camera. I know how that could have been twisted. She hits me with the hot oil. You're not even gonna remember the hot oil when I'm done. You're gonna think, oh, skinny white girl was taken down by big angry black woman, and that's all people are gonna be talking about. So I was like, look, I'm gonna do this for my own career and just chill. Talk with her in the morning, be more patient than I've ever been in my life, because I gotta tell you, I saw red. I saw red for all of like 10 seconds, and like my immediate reaction was just grab the head and just drag it, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I was just like, hand? No. Right. Like I almost prayed. I was like here praying, I think. Like I remember seeing the clip. I was like here talking to myself doing this. So it took a lot in me. Another thing, this is something that didn't even make the cut. Like a minute before she did that, she had taken like an entire bag of popcorn, walked behind Jay. Me and Jay were having a conversation talking about like, I don't know, tacos or something. And she comes, grabs a bag of popcorn, an entire full bag of popcorn, and just like dumps the whole thing on his head. And he just stared at me and shook his head. He didn't do anything, he didn't say anything to her, he just stared at me and shook his head, and I was like, man, bless his patience.
Was that just because she was drunk, or was she angry, or was she...
She was drunk and she wanted, like, I think she felt left out. Like, I think she really felt left out, and she felt like, she walked into the house in that tight little dress and like that accent and the snorting and all that stuff. Not snorting stuff, but like she snorts when she laughs. And like immediately she just rubbed everybody the wrong way. And so I think she just caught on to that, and she, instead of what regular people would do and talk to people about it, I think she just started to like wile on everyone. So she did that to Jay. Jay stared at me and was like, God bless his patience. God bless my patience. And then she did that to me, and I was just like, Channel J.
Right.
That's all I could do.
How did you feel when you walked into the house? Was it like surreal to be there? Was it crazy? Was it an immediate connection with the cast, or did it take like a few hours of recording?
It's really hard for me to like get close to people. And so, well, let me answer the first question. First question, walking into the house, totally surreal, totally like also nerve-wracking, because you're like, oh my God, this is gonna be my house, this is gonna be my life. There are cameras everywhere, there are lights everywhere, there are colors everywhere, and it's just overwhelming. And so, like, yeah, like the first, it's just like overwhelming, it's super surreal, and it's also like, I don't know, you just know that you're up for something. You have no idea what's about to come, and you just know that you're like, your life is about to change regardless. And then immediate connections, like Jamie, of course. Jamie is like one of the first people that I saw, and I was like, yes, Jamie's awesome. Tattoos, red lips, like, yeah, she's gonna be dope. Like, and I knew, like, unfortunately, I was waiting for like a really hot girl to walk in that I was like super attracted to, because I was single at that time, and that never happened. But like, I think when I saw Jamie, I knew that she would be like a really good friend. And so yeah, Jenny, I didn't know how to read Jenny at all when I first saw her. I was just kind of like, I just didn't even understand why she was there. She was wearing like this like weird dress, and she was shorter, and I don't know, I just didn't think she was like amazing. But then obviously when I got to know her, I was like, oh, you're cool as shit. Other people that like immediate connection, I think I had an immediate connection with Tom, like immediate connection, because it's like I was making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and he was the first one that wanted one, so I was just like, yes, I like you. So yeah, I think it was just like Jamie and Tom, like off top, I was like, yes, they're cool.
When I look at your cast and compare it to like other seasons, there isn't another cast that can compare. I just like the authentic camaraderie that you guys had, and you know, it didn't seem forced, it didn't seem put on. And it was definitely an attraction. And then when this young lady came into the picture, it was just all the better. Like, it was just amazing. What is the one takeaway that you have from your real world experience?
I think the one takeaway is, God, whenever I'm asked a question like that, I like overthink it, and I'm like, that's not good enough, that's not good enough. The first thing that comes to my mind is the thing that's on the back of my laptop. It's just, be authentic. I feel like a lot of people can see through a lot of bullshit when they watch the show, and I think my favorite moments are when everyone's just like, you know what? Yes, I make mistakes. Yes, I like make fart jokes or whatever, but like, this is all of me. Take it as it is. So I think the only thing is just like, to best enjoy life and get the most out of life, you have to be authentic. That's it. Like, that's all we have.
What do we have to look forward to for the rest of the season?
Whoo, buddy. Okay. Wow. There may or may not be a legitimate possession. Like, there may be a demon that enters the building and takes over a human being in my house. That is definitely coming. What else? There are a few like serious fights coming up that I'm even afraid to watch. I'm watching it like this, like no. Let's see, what else? What else is coming up? Oh, yes, this is actually really important. One other thing that you have to make sure you check out is you may or may not see some of my shit, some of my work on, I had to do my bounce to that. You may see some of my work coming up. And when I say work, I mean, I like to make horror films, and that may or may not make its way onto MTV, so very excited about that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm really
So my last question is, are you still cool with the cast?
Yes, actually, I'm actually cool with pretty much everyone. I went out and we celebrated Ashley's birthday right after the reunion, and I went and partied with every single one of my castmates. And yeah, we had our differences, and we still have our words or whatever. Oh wait, every single one but one. And you'll see who that person is when you watch Reunion. But yeah, I'm cool with pretty much everybody in the house. Worked it out with Ashley. She's crazy. I like her when she's sober. And yeah, I love Tom, I love Jamie, I love everybody. So.
Okay, I'm sorry, I lied. I forgot about the reunion. So are there any fights or any love scenes or any crazy antics at the reunion? Is this gonna be a hot show to watch?
Well, okay, there's a reunion. The reunion will be interesting. I think the reunion, you'll start to see you'll see some alliances take place that you didn't even know existed in the house. Like talk about the challenge. Like, that was like, it was some real like alliances that took place. You know what? I'd say the reunion, it's definitely cool. I still feel like there's some dirty laundry that still hasn't made its way on air, and I think you'll have to check the shit they didn't show, the shit show, in order to see that. So there's the reunion and there's the shit show that's coming out. You gotta watch both, because then you'll actually see people talk shit behind other people's backs that they were too afraid to bring up at the reunion. Not saying any names, but yeah. Who are you? Who am I? I'm not Batman. I'm not Batman. Come here. Wait, what am I doing? Nice to meet you. I'm on the show. I'm on the reality show. Oh, yeah? Yeah. That's me.